Today we're going to talk about the 3 principles to help you create a more successful life. So let's go into it. So the list of principles are based on some of the things that Dalio, who's the founder of the world's largest hedge fund. And under their operations, they manage $150 billion. He has created this book, Principles, that you can check it out in the links down below in the description. And I've selected 3 principles that will help you navigate life and to create a more successful life for yourself and for your own family. The first principle is to align the direction with your innate nature. And this encompasses so many different things in itself. The thing that I found most valuable is, which is actually aligning with my understanding of life, is that first you have to know who you are. You have to know how you navigate the communication between an organization, between your own team, you being a founder or the marketer or whoever you may be in that company, in the specific position that you are. It serves you best to know what you're good at and what you're not. So you can only focus on the things that are most valuable to you and that actually can give the most of you out of yourself to help the company in a certain direction. And this, in the specificity of Ray Dalio's example, in Bridgewater, they have been testing different things a lot, and I guess this aligns with his own nature, that testing different hypotheses into the world, different types of analysis of the market and different strategies and different automations can help them increase the productivity and the chances that they might find a specific gem underneath all that discovery and the trial and error process. Another thing into this is we have a certain level of responsibility in our lives. I mean, it's super valuable to align yourself with who you are and also to know what decision making and what decisions are actually and what results are actually based on your inputs. There is a little bit of difference in this because most people, and especially in Ray Dalio's case, he takes ownership of his abilities and the team and everything like that. But also he kind of let go of certain things that are outside of his control. And this is something that is, I think, super valuable for myself and for everyone watching, is you have to know where your abilities came, and you don't have to actually control the whole process and stress over what's going to happen after you've done your bit or that little specific thing after that. You never know how the market is going to respond, and this kind of aligns with the outside of the business perspective, more on a personal level, how you have to be really in the space, into the now. This is from the Eastern teachings. It's the ability to put yourself in your own shoes and kind of like focus on the now and focus on your own efforts instead of overthinking what's going to happen in the future or how things are, let's say, bad in the past. One of the things that I remember from just watching and reading the book Principles is that Ray says that he's been using meditation throughout his life to kind of stay focused on the certain things that he has control of and kind of let go of every different things that are outside of his control and different difficulties that are imposed on him by society, by his own inner mind. So that's super helpful to me, and hopefully it's been helpful for you as well. And in terms of teams, coming back to knowing yourself, then you can only understand how the positives from different people in your team can actually add up, and then you can grow as a team together and can move forward in the company in the best way possible. So identifying who you are first, if you're the founder or if you're thinking of creating a company for yourself, and also aligning with the team and complementing each other, creating that mini structure that's actually going to propel you towards the most successful life. Let's go to principle number 2. In the second principle, Ray Dalio focuses on building the life machine from start to finish. And in this life machine, he created this 5-step process that he goes through in a specific manner. And let's go to the different steps. This is more focused around the business side of things, but think about for yourself whether that applies in your personal life. And the first step is to choose a goal. The second step is to identify and not tolerate problems. The third step is to diagnose the problems to the root cause. The fourth step is to design a plan to eliminate the problems. And the fifth step is to execute the established plan. Creating this 5-step process into tackling specific issues and problems and obstacles, Ray Dalio doesn't recommend to go for it by yourself, and it's also aligned to the previous principle that you need to know your own strengths. So certain people are problem solvers, Other people are more focused on creating a plan. Other people are more focused on the specifics and are more detail oriented. So this shouldn't be one man mission or one woman mission to tackle. In my understanding of the second principle is that I think he creates this framework, this 5-step process that whenever something happens, whenever he has to make a decision or how to navigate a specific problem, he goes and kind of is being presented, or he has it on his own desk to see what are the steps and who can help him solve the specific step of this challenge. And this eliminates the emotional charge that you have when you're faced with a difficulty or you have a problem at hand and then you don't know how to move. So this kind of like jumps over the emotional situation and the emotional reaction that you might have as a normal human being. This is a little bit more structured. This is more predefined. So it actually takes you away from the problem, but more focuses you on what I need to do or what my team needs to do to tackle the problem and navigate that and come up with the outcome that we desire and what is the step next that we need to take. And this is super practical. It's not just talk and not overthinking. It's not this emotional charge that you have when something goes wrong and something doesn't go according to your own plan or expectations. This is the second principle. Let's go to the next. The third and final principle is to harness the power of full transparency. And in this final principle that I want to mention is something that actually struck me and kind of triggered a chord in myself. I mean, we all have understanding of how life is structured, and this idea of full transparency aligns to myself, having this open communication between different people. And this also aligns to the first step, that different people are acting in a different way. But this full transparency, coming back to the third principle, is that it opens up the possibilities of this open communication, and it doesn't allow for people to be having problems or specific miscommunications with the people in the team or in the group or in the company or in your personal life, and then just voicing that opinions, even though they might actually hurt someone. But specifically in Bridgewater Associates, they have this understanding that people can voice and they can actually say to the CEO, to the founder, to everyone that is above and below them, of course, that there might be a problem, there might be something that, or someone that hasn't been fully engaged in that specific meeting. And this idea that people need to have that communication so they don't have the feelings that actually ball up and then people explode and have this negative communication between the team and having these discrepancies and having these misalignments and games in the background, people being hurt and people being not open to the communication. And I think that is something super valuable. It's not for everyone. Just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, depending on your level of understanding and how open you are to criticism. Like I said in the previous video, the world and the market is not going to be helpful. The world and the market is not going to be easy on your feelings. They're not going to say nice things about you necessarily, especially when you're testing and trying different strategies on how to achieve success. And I think that's how Ray Dalio navigated this, because instead of testing everything out to the outside market, he tests out the communication, he tests out the strategy, he tests out the ideas and everything inside the company. And that's being bombarded by this open communication and this transparency that they have. And this is something that's valuable because they can navigate that internally first, and then they can showcase the best products, the best approaches, the best analysis, the best software to the outside market. And the market already, to an extent, on a smaller scale, have tested it internally in the company. And it also removes the pink shades that people have for the company, for the specific things that they do, and then maybe they are not as good as they think. Maybe they need to spend more time on this, and this, and maybe they need to be more vocal about the negative stuff, also on the positives. Let's not forget about bringing people up and appreciation and showing that they've done a good job on a specific topic or task. This is something that actually struck a chord to me, and those are the three principles that I think will help you create a more successful life for yourself, for your company, for your teammates, for your family, for everyone around you. Like I said in pretty much every video, test out all the strategies, test out all the different things that I'm mentioning that are powerful for me. Test it out in your own life. All the links for Ray for the books. He has a specific YouTube channel as well. I'm going to link them all below. And like I said, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every view and every comment is super valuable for me, so I appreciate everyone that has spent the time on actually watching and thinking about what I've been sharing to the world. Thanks a lot everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.